All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're headed to Thailand, a country that practically invented the word festival.
You got that right. We're talking vibrant colors, ancient rituals, celebrations that'll make you want to hop on the next plane to Bangkok.
Exactly. And we're going deep, folks. We're not just skimming the surface.
Nope, we've got travel articles, festival guides, even a blog from a teacher living in Thailand who's seen it all firsthand.
A real insider's perspective. Now, what struck me right away is that Thailand doesn't mess around when it comes to celebrating. It's like every month's got its own festival.
It's true. Thais love to celebrate. I mean, really love it. And there's often the deeper meaning tied to it, religious observances, seasonal shifts, historical events. It's all woven in.
Fascinating. So it's not just about having a good time, though. I'm sure there's plenty of that, too.
Oh, absolutely. But there's always that layer of cultural significance that makes it so special.
Okay, so let's start with the big one, the one everyone's heard of, Songkran, the Thai New Year.
Yeah.
It's basically a giant water fight, right?
Well, yeah, you could say that. But it's also so much more. Think of it as a nationwide cleanse, a fresh start. The water washes away the old year's bad luck, making way for new beginnings.
Right, I read about that. People pouring water over Buddha statues on elders' hands.
Exactly. It's a sign of respect, a way of asking for blessings. That's a big part of Thai culture in general, not just during Songkran.
So even the crazy water fights have a deeper meaning behind them.
Precisely. But remember, respect is key, especially in temples. You can have fun, but be mindful.
Good reminder. Now let's shift gears a bit from the high energy of Songkran to something a little more serene. Loy Krathong, the Festival of Lights.
Ah, Loy Krathong. Imagine a river lit up with thousands of flickering candles, each one on a little decorated float. These are called krathongs.
It sounds magical. I read that.
Oh, absolutely. Traditionally, they're made from banana leaves folded into all these intricate shapes, and they're decorated with flowers, incense, and of course, candles. And each element has its own symbolic meaning.
Like what?
Well, the banana leaf represents letting go, the flowers symbolize purity, and the candle represents light and hope.
Wow, so there's like a whole story being told through the Krathong itself.
Exactly. And while Loy Krathong is celebrated all over Thailand, it's especially spectacular up north.
You're talking about Yi Pang, right?
Right.
Where they release thousands of lanterns into the sky.
That's the one. It's primarily celebrated in northern Thailand, with Chiang Mai being like the epicenter. Imagine the night sky filled with all these glowing lanterns, each one carrying a wish or a prayer.
Incredible. But I have heard there are concerns about the environmental impact of releasing so many lanterns.
Yeah, that's a valid point. The fire hazard, the debris. Some communities are exploring alternatives like LED lanterns or even digital projections.
It's a tough balance, isn't it? Trying to preserve tradition while also being mindful of the environment.
It is. But hey, that's part of the conversation, right? Figuring out how to move forward while honoring the past.
Absolutely. Now, Songkran and Loy Krathong are definitely the most famous Thai festivals, but I'm guessing there are tons of others that most people haven't even heard of.
Oh, you have no idea. Thailand's got a whole treasure chest of hidden festival gems just waiting to be discovered.
And that's what we're here for, right? To go beyond the typical tourist experience and uncover those authentic cultural treasures. So where do we go from here?
Well, how about we introduce our listeners to a festival that's a bit more, shall we say, intense? Have you heard about the Phuket Vegetarian Festival?
The name rings a bell. It's not just about tofu and salads, right?
Oh, no. This is next level. It's a 9-day Taoist event involving some pretty intense rituals. Think fire walking and body piercing.
I did read about that in one of the travel articles. It sounds pretty wild, but I guess it shows the diversity of Thai culture, right?
Exactly. Not everything is about serene lights and playful water fights. There are also these incredibly intense expressions of faith and devotion.
It's fascinating how all these different celebrations coexist in Thailand. Speaking of which, our teacher blogger shared a cool story about learning a traditional Thai dance for Loy Krathong with her colleagues. It really highlighted the community spirit that these festivals foster.
That's what I love about them. It's not just about watching, it's about participating. It's about connecting with the people around you and with the traditions themselves.
So, before we get too carried away with all these amazing festivals, let's talk about etiquette. What are some essential tips for experiencing these celebrations respectfully and authentically?
Great question, especially since we're all about promoting responsible and mindful travel, right?
Absolutely. So, Festival Etiquette 101, what are the key things people should keep in mind?
Well, dressing modestly is crucial, especially when visiting temples. Being mindful of personal space and always asking permission before taking photos of people is important too.
So we've got water fights, glowing lanterns, intense rituals. It's like Thailand has a festival for every taste.
That's the beauty of it. And what's really cool is that beneath the surface of each celebration, there's this deeper cultural significance, a story waiting to be uncovered.
And that's what we're here for, right?
Yeah.
To go beyond the surface and really understand what makes these festivals so special. But we've only just scratched the surface.
We've explored some of the big names, but there's a whole world of hidden gems out there. Festivals that are a bit more off the beaten path, but equally captivating.
Now you've got me intrigued. Tell me more. Hidden gems, huh? Okay, I'm all ears. What have you got for us?
Well, how about a festival that's all about tradition and agriculture? The Royal Plowing Ceremony.
Royal plowing ceremony. Never heard of it.
It marks the start of the rice growing season, which is a pretty big deal in Thailand. Rice is like the heart and soul of Thai cuisine and culture, you know?
So it's like a way of honoring the land, ensuring a good harvest.
Exactly. Picture this. Two sacred oxen, decked out in red and gold, plowing a field right in front of the Grand Palace in Bangkok. It's quite the spectacle.
Sacred oxen.
Oh yeah, these aren't just any oxen. They're carefully chosen, considered super sacred. During the ceremony, they're offered 7 different types of food.
7 different types. What, like a buffet for oxen?
Pretty much. Rice, corn, beans, sesame seeds, grass, water, and even liquor.
Wow, they get liquor. Okay, I'm intrigued.
And get this, Brahmin priests carefully observe which foods the oxen eat and how much of each. It's believed to predict the success of different crops in the coming year.
So it's like agricultural fortune telling.
You could say that. It's this amazing blend of ancient ritual and practical farming knowledge.
That's so cool. Okay, what else you got?
Well, speaking of practical, how about a festival that's all about ensuring good rainfall for the crops?
Okay, now you're speaking my language. I'm from California. We know all about drought. What is this festival?
It's called Bunbang Phe, or the Rocket Festival, primarily celebrated in northeastern Thailand, where it tends to be pretty dry.
Rocket Festival. Do they, like, shoot rockets into the clouds to make it rain?
You got it. Villages build these huge homemade rockets, often decorated super elaborately, and launch them into the sky. It's a huge community event, a bit of friendly competition, too.
I bet. Are there prizes involved?
Oh, yeah. For the highest flying rocket, the most beautiful design, even for the most entertaining launch failure.
Wait, launch failure.
Yep, if your rocket doesn't launch, you get playfully thrown into a mud puddle. It's all in good fun, of course.
That's hilarious. So it's win-win, right? You either see a successful launch and you get a mud bath.
Exactly. Okay, ready for another one? This one's for the animal lovers out there. Have you heard of the Lopburi Monkey Banquet?
Monkey banquet. Okay, you're really pulling out all the stops here.
It's held every year in Lopburi, which is home to hundreds of macaque monkeys. They basically lay out this huge feast for the monkeys right in front of an ancient Khmer temple.
I've seen pictures. It looks like utter chaos, but in a good way. So many monkeys, mountains of fruit.
It's quite a sight. The monkeys are treated like royalty, and they definitely know how to enjoy themselves. But fair warning, they're also notorious for stealing things. Sunglasses, hats, food, anything goes.
Good to know. So we've got oxen predicting the harvest, rockets summoning the rain, monkeys feasting like kings. Is there anything else that might surprise our listeners?
How about this? We talked about how Thailand celebrates Chinese New Year, right? Well, some communities, particularly in Phuket, have a unique way of observing it. It's called the Nine Emperor Gods Festival, or sometimes the Phuket Vegetarian Festival.
I'm listening.
It's a 9-day Taoist festival focused on purification and spiritual cleansing. Devotees abstain from meat and participate in various rituals.
Wait a minute. Is this the one where they do those intense things? Like walking on hot coals and piercing their bodies?
You got it. It's pretty intense, definitely not for everyone. But it's a fascinating example of the diversity of beliefs and practices within Thailand.
It's amazing how all these different festivals coexist, you know?
Yeah.
From joyous water fights to really intense rituals, there's something for everyone.
And you know what's really interesting? A lot of these festivals, despite how different they are, they often share a common theme.
What do you mean?
Think about it. Songkran, Loy Krathong, the Royal Plowing Ceremony. They all have this element of renewal, of cleansing, of starting fresh.
You're right. I hadn't thought of it that way.
It's like no matter how modern Thailand gets, these festivals are a way to connect with something deeper, something ancient. And the coolest part is Tourists are welcome to join in.
It's that blend of ancient and modern that makes Thailand so special, right?
Exactly. So are you ready for one more hidden gem? This one is shrouded in mystery and ancient folklore.
Hit me with it.
The Naga Fireballs Festival.
Naga fireballs. Okay, that sounds intriguing.
Every year in October, around the full moon, thousands gather along the banks of the Mekong River in northeastern Thailand. They're there to witness this phenomenon that has baffled scientists and fueled legends for centuries. Glowing orbs, often reddish-orange, rising from the river and shooting into the night sky.
Glowing orbs shooting from the river. You're making this up.
I swear, it's real. Some people say it's methane gas released from the riverbed. Others say it's the Naga, these mythical serpent-like creatures that supposedly live in the Mekong.
Naga fireballs.
Ugh.
Wow. Okay. Is there any evidence to support the Naga theory?
Well, no concrete scientific proof, but the Naga are a huge part of the folklore in that region. They're seen as benevolent beings associated with water and fertility. And the fireballs are seen as a blessing, a sign of good fortune.
It's amazing how science and folklore intertwine in this festival. It's a real-life mystery wrapped in a celebration.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of these lesser-known festivals. They offer a glimpse into a world where ancient beliefs coexist with modern life. It's truly captivating.
I'm speechless. We've covered so much ground today, from the world-famous to the completely unknown. It's clear that Thailand's festival scene is way more than just Songkran and Loy Krathong.
You got it. And while we've unearthed some incredible hidden gems today, there are countless others out there waiting to be discovered. Thailand's festival scene is a treasure trove of cultural experiences.
We've barely scratched the surface. But for now, we need to take a quick break. We'll be back soon to wrap things up and share some final thoughts. All right, welcome back to our Thailand Festival extravaganza. We've journeyed from the well-known to the truly obscure, haven't we?
We sure have. From Songkran's water wars to those mysterious Naga fireballs, it's been quite a ride.
And what I keep coming back to is that deeper meaning behind it all. Like, it's not just about having fun, though there's definitely a lot of that.
Right. There's always that connection to tradition, to spirituality, to the cycles of nature.
Yeah, it's like even as Thailand modernizes, these festivals keep that ancient spirit alive. The best part is, visitors are totally welcome to join in.
That's the beauty of it. It's a chance to really immerse yourself in Thai culture, experience something totally unique.
So for our listeners who are now itching to book that trip to Thailand, what advice would you give them? Where should they even start?
Well, first things first, do your research. Thailand has festivals practically year-round, and they all have their own vibe.
Right, so figure out what speaks to you. Are you drawn to the energy of Songkran, the serenity of Loy Krathong, the mystery of those Naga fireballs?
Exactly. And once you've chosen your festival, remember, respect is paramount.
Absolutely. We can't forget that these celebrations are deeply meaningful to the Thai people. So dress modestly, be mindful of your behavior, especially in temples.
And always ask permission before taking photos of people. It's all about being a respectful and responsible traveler.
Couldn't agree more. But beyond the practicalities, what's your biggest piece of advice? What should people keep in mind as they experience these festivals?
That's a good one. I think it boils down to this. Be open to the unexpected. Embrace the spontaneity, the energy, that unique blend of ancient and modern that makes Thailand so special.
I love that. Say yes to new experiences, try new foods, learn a few Thai phrases. Let the magic of it all wash over you. This has been such an eye-opening journey for me, and I hope our listeners feel the same.
Me too. We've barely scratched the surface, but hopefully we've sparked some curiosity, inspired some adventures.
So as we wrap things up, I want to leave our listeners with this thought. Which festival spoke to you the most? Which one tugged at your heartstrings? Let that be your guide. Let that be the starting point for your own incredible Thai adventure. The journey awaits,